Good evening, everyone. This is Greg, and I'm going to be talking to you about some stuff today. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to just continue on working on my the sculpture I've been working on for the last couple of days. Pretty much, you have, I can't see everything on the screen, so I have to kind of shrink screen. Yeah, pretty much. Yesterday was really cool. I had a chance to do some really cool art, and I was at the 114th West 71st Street Gallery, and when I was there, I got a chance to just do some more art. So I got a chance to work on a sculpture. One of my sculptures is, do I even have it here? Oh yeah, it's right here. This is my sculpture I worked on yesterday, and so pretty much I got a chance to make an extra hand because it's always good to have an extra hand. You never know when you need a hand, so give me a hand. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just set this up, make sure this is all good. It's the screen is gray. I'm gonna put live so everybody get a chance to write live chats. I'm not gonna do it on Instagram tonight. I'm just gonna do this straight up on just YouTube only. See, I can't see where I am, and so I gotta. How far does this go down? This goes right there. Okay, cool. Right about there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna talk to you today, and I'm gonna go ahead and work on this cool sculpture again. So you've been seeing me working on this stuff, and I've been working on this beautiful giant sculpture of the alien queen, the Xenomorph Queen, and her name is the Xenomorph Queen. Okay, so Ruby. There's actually in the comic book, there's actually a couple sets of them. There's a black one, and then there's a red queen, and there's a crimson queen. And then there's the video games. They had the flying queen and all that. So there's different ones. They've there was one alien. But I pretty much I was going to show you this real quick. This one here I made a couple days ago, and this one here is the Xenomorph soldier. I had him yesterday I had him yesterday when I was at the art gallery. So in the art gallery I had him. So this is my Xenomorph soldier, and he's like, as you can see, right, I have the wires outside of them, just to let you know there's no wires inside of them. And so this is to show you that how big this sucker is, right? So what happens is, like, I'm going to continue to work on them. So this here one is this is the soldier, and this here is the queen, and you can see the size of the queen compared to the soldiers. Put it this way, right? So here's the soldier. I'm going to hold from tip of their tail. Okay, do it that way, from tip of the tail to where they are. Going to do like this. So the soldier is as long as the queen's tail, right? That, and then you have the queen is twice as long as the soldier, right? So you can see how big and how massive these alien creatures are, Xenomorph, right? So happens to this. I'm going to show you. So this one here, as you can see, I put the wire on the outside. That way I can have it like kind of frame and hold the tail. So I actually hold it by the tail. Right, so kind of let you see it for slow. Right there. This is there, and I made the teeth. Teeth has the masking tape, which is a regular clear tape. And for this one, her teeth is the same thing too as well. She's like, "Hey, everybody!" So here's her teeth right there. So you have the queen alien, and masking tape. So this one. I was going to show you some of the other stuff too. Here's the ones from before. What I've been doing, I've been doing live creations. This is the one from before, all fully painted. When we did the first sculpture thing, we did that here. And so Amy won this one, and so I'll be giving it to Amy shortly. What happens here is that this one here, I put it up for auction, but it was auction, not auction, but like more like the super chat auction, where the highest super chat would win it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to continue to work on it, So yeah, you see her feet. She has almost like little high heels. You see that? Isn't that crazy? Right? When you look at it online, that's what she has, like almost like a little high heel thing too as well. So she has like little high heel alien feet. Who knew? So anyway, so that's what happens. That's what the situation there. So yesterday, we were at the art gallery, and the art gallery being at 114 West 71st Street. Yes, definitely, you can join us. So we're going to probably be there again soon, another time. But I'll let you know in advance. If you want to follow me, what we're doing, we're on Instagram. Instagram, One Life Must Art. One Life, O-N-E, One Life Must Art. I'm wearing also my Get That Bread shirt here. Get that bread. Get That Bread shirt, right? So I'm wearing the Get That Bread shirt. I originally got this shirt at Five Below. When I saw it, that started the whole Get That Bread thing for me. Where so now when I have like my characters, my creatures, on the back of it says Get That Bread. So shout out to Five Below. Shout out to Five Below for the Get That Bread shirt. Okay, I didn't make the shirt. I saw it and I bought it. It's $5 because Five Below. There's still something at $5 at Five Below, and that's great. So just want to show you a couple more stuff. So you have this guy here. You've seen him before. I don't know if he's still popular. People said that he was popular at one point, but now he's not so much popular anymore. But hey, I like him. I think he's cool. So what I'm going to do today, right? I'm going to continue to work on the Alien Queen, but I'm going to do another challenge next week. It's going to be for I'm going to get done with this Alien Queen pretty much tonight because I have to do a painting on her because she's not painted, and so I got to put them to where they fight. They have the predator. Yeah, the predator and his predator mask. Predator face. Take his face off real quick. His face, and he's like, eee. hello everybody. It says, hi. Yes, feel free to send super chats. We like those. Super chats are great. Or comment. If you want to send a super chat, please comment in the comments below. Anyway, so here's that one. Here's I have a couple friends. There's a friend of mine who's like her name is Aussie Huntress, right? And so she's a shout out to Aussie Huntress. She's like from, I think, Australia, because Aussie Huntress. Anyway, long story short, she has a whole like outfit that she made that's of like one of those the Avatar people. So she has like a whole suit, and so pretty much, I don't know. I just pretty much just want to say that she has cool outfits and stuff like that in like this. So here's one too like that. This one's like this. This is Machiko, well, my version of Machiko. And so she's like a predator lady, and so she's like a predator lady. Okay, well, a predator lady, and so what happens? She has all the weaponry and stuff too. So she is a lady who rose up into ranks of predator, and so I braided her hair. And I have another one too. That's a gremlin one. You've probably seen that one already. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do some sculpting. So I'm going to continue to work on sculpting. So this is the predator, the Yautja, because really it should be like the hunter, because you're not really a predator. It's more like something that eats something else, but it's more like a hunter. So anyway, and then this one here is Machiko, and she rose up in the ranks, and she also glows in the dark too, by the way. All my art glows in the dark with the black light. So anyway, so here we go. Back to this one. You guys came here to see this, so we're gonna work on her some more. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna conceal the wires. You have the wires right here. This is one wire, and this one wire, it kind of wraps around. I'm gonna show you from the camera view. You got it from the top of her neck right there, and this is like a pretty heavy steel gauge wire, and it's hard to bend it because it's very heavy. I can actually hold her up, see, like just by the tail part, because the wire is a very heavy wire. You see, just very heavy. But she has no wires inside. Okay, there's no wires inside of her. She's 100% masking tape outside. Right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of finish up some more stuff. So I'm gonna do that while you're watching. Okay. So let's do this. I'm gonna hold her like this. I'm gonna have like this sculpt like this. She's like, so tell me something about myself. So I just want to say, yeah, this has been a very good week. So far, praise God. I did a couple of driving last week. I haven't driven much this week, so I haven't been out there getting that bread. But I have done a lot of videos. I've done a lot of videos, as you see on my Instagram. We also went to the Museum of Natural History yesterday. That was really cool. The Museum of Natural History has refurbished itself. It has become, well, I mean, you can't really refurbish itself. Now it's alive, but it's like it's one of those things where it actually became one of those things that is very wonderful. If you get a chance to go to it, we were part of a homeschool group yesterday, so all of us are homeschoolers. We went to it and got a chance to actually see some of this really cool art that they did. It made a nice new wing, and the wing, I can't even remember the name of it, but it's the wing on the it's on the west side of the museum. So if you go on the west side, coming from Columbus Avenue on that side, you'll be able to see there's a really nice wing, and they have like on different floors. The first floor, on the top floor, you have is a library, right? The very top floor is a library. The middle floor is like a I think it's imaginary unseen worlds. Unseen World was kind of like a you had this thing where it's like you have an arena. I'm gonna show you some pictures on my Instagram about that. I have a bunch of really cool pictures on Instagram. You'll be able to see that. So you have this thing where you walk into this place and it's very like responsive. Like if you go to the Hall of Science, right? The Hall of Science itself is one of those things where you have a touch sensitive wall, and the kids are working on that. You can make like plants grow and stuff like that, and you direct the water. Well, they have the whole room is that thing. So every time you're stepping on the ground, the whole place is just moving to you. It's really interesting. That's cool. And the third it's actually 3, 2. The first floor is a butterfly garden type thing, right? And it was amazing. We actually had some real cool pictures of the butterfly garden. So I had this fella here. I had this fella here just attacking all the butterflies. Well, not really attacking for real, just because you can't. I mean, butterflies are too precious, and also you're not supposed to attack anything in there anyway. But for the most part, there you have him doing the whole attack, or just look like he pretending to attack the butterflies. And so what happened? Like my wife and I, we went to our wedding in Aruba. A wedding. Then after we went to Aruba, our wedding was here in New York, but then went to Aruba afterwards. We had a butterfly garden. That was one of the many days I had I put a package together of like different things for us, events for us to do. So anyway, so what happened was that when we went there to the last event, it was one of those things where one of the events was called the catamaran, where you sail around the island of Aruba. Well, actually half of it. You don't go around the whole, but just half of it on a moonlight tour, as a moonlight cruise. Next one, you go to a tour of the island. Then you go to a tour on day 3, do your own private island called like the Palm Island. It was really cool. Then after that, you go to horseback riding. We did horseback riding on the beach, and yes, we are horseback riders. We can ride horses, and so I learned that in school, high school. I learned how to horseback ride, which is weird because you think about people from New York learn how to horseback ride. Well, I learned how to horseback ride because my school we had a horsemanship class. We had to learn how to take care of large animals as well as ride horses and take care of horses too. So that was something cool. So on my honeymoon, a million years ago, we went horseback riding on the beach, and we never had an open gallop because we always did just regular like a trots, and we did like a couple of canters. Is it canter? Yeah. Whatever. But what happened was that after that we did a open gallop. Amy and I did an open gallop on the beach, and that was wonderful. Then we went to the natural bridge. But anyway, so on the last day of our tours, after we toured the island around it and all that stuff and did horseback riding, was a butterfly garden. Now, I was expecting the butterfly garden to be hordes of butterflies, right? Just hordes of them, just kind of coming at you and just totally taking over, right? But what ended up happening was that it was one of those things where, it's one of those things where it wasn't so much so. It was actually just a few, butterflies, like one or two. And I was like, what is this? I was expecting to be swarmed like bees, like be swarmed by bees and butterflies, like hundreds of them, like just all over, like, just fighting for your life, kind of thing. It didn't happen. But the Bronx Zoo had one, and it was more like that. It was much better. It had more butterflies, and I was like, wow. But we went to this vivarium in the American Museum of Natural History yesterday, which is really cool because usually you go to a museum and everything is like dead, right? But you go into the actual Museum of Natural History and they actually had the live creatures there, right? And so the live creatures there, they had like some live bugs as well as some like butterflies. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful time. So that was actually being able to see that. We got there was like hordes of them, and they were flying and landing on people. They even have a room where you have to kind of like detox the butterflies because it's like you had to kind of shake your body off so that you didn't have butterflies on you as you walked out. So yeah, that was really cool. That was really a good time. We went with a homeschool group that we're part of, and a part of the cooperative that we're part of, and it was actually pretty cool just to be able to go and do that and to see and to spend some time there with them, and that was great. So after that, my family and I went through the museum, and we went to our favorite usual spots, and I got some more pictures with the diplocalices and with the creatures, because what is happening is like it was actually cool to get some shots with them, and I put that on Instagram too. So once again, if you look me up, you can find me on One Life Must Art on Instagram. Definitely, if you want to just pretty much please say something in the chat. Just talk to me in the chat if you want to. I know there's like at least 8 people watching right now, so definitely say something, like say hi or how you're doing, or pretty much give me an idea what color I should paint this, because I know we can paint this as black. I could paint this as a black Xenomorph Queen, but if you guys have any other ideas what I could paint to that, I would definitely love that, because for example, like having the typical painted as a black with like white highlights and stuff like that, or even blue, that'd be kind of cool. But just definitely give me like in the chat, just say something, say like painted black or painted blue. All right. So let's see. Yep. So today was a very interesting day. While we were at the museum, I got bad news from one of my friends. My friends told me some bad news, and just to pray for them. They're going through a tough situation. I'm not going to disclose all the details as to what my friend said, but it was a sad time for them, and I can't really tell you. All I can tell you is just pretty much pray for my friend with what they're going through, and one of those unspoken. Okay, do one of those kind of unspoken stuff. Speaking of unspoken, this has been one of those weeks where I just love the Easter week, like Resurrection Sunday and stuff. I love that because it's one of those things where it's like powerful. Like we're a powerful day where a lot of people who are Christians get a chance to rejoice in the resurrection. So just want to shout out to all of us who are believers in the Lord Jesus for this, being able to celebrate Resurrection Sunday. Now what we didn't do anything like Easter eggs or anything like that. We didn't do. We just kind of really focused on the goodness of the Most High, and pretty much it was a good day. It was a good day, So let's see. So definitely in the chat, tell me what color should I paint her, right? Because I'm not going to paint her now. I had to put a seal on her so that she doesn't unravel. She's not going to unravel, but she is pretty and pretty scary. I guess. You saw the movie The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Now that's a different subject, but hey, why not? I'll talk about it. I thought it was an interesting movie. I thought the ship was too big. I thought a lot of it didn't make sense, but it was a lot of fun to watch it. So I find that was the last time that Sean Connery did like a movie. Like one of his last movie, like movie was that one. I remember when that came out. It was like that's like 2003, and I was like, that seemed like a cool movie. But it was right after like just pretty much just 2003, just thinking how cool that movie would be to see it. But anyway, long story short, this is what I have here. I can just kind of see her my shoulder. I'm gonna work on this other guy for a little bit. You know, yeah, let's see, it's right here. Okay, right there. Okay, so there you are here. So work on him. He's the hello. I am the soldier alien. I'm a xenomorph. Yes, I am. So it's good to see you. Yes, sir. It's like, what are your skills? I work in a colony. Yes, you do. Or is it a hive? Is it a colony? It's a hive. Okay, and this is the queen behind you. Yes, this is my queen. And what else is there? Well, pretty much I spit acid. I bleed acid too. Hey, pick me. Okay, that's cool. What else you do? I capture people and I get the queen ready so she can put an egg in their belly, and then they make more of us. So what is your species? Are you just there to help? It's like, well, I don't know. We're just kind of there, just doing our thing, like bees, making honey out of people. So, that's just crazy. Oh, look, we got somebody else here. Let's go ahead and take them. Okay, here. Oh, goodness. Oh, look, there's a person right here. Oh, she has weapons. Oh, how does she look? Oh, she stabbed me in my eye. She's got me in my eye. She got me in my eye. Okay, so pretty much I'll let her go. So anyway, so what happens is this, right? I'm not sure exactly what to do with him. Should I just keep, adding more details? I'm gonna add some more strength on him and see how that goes. I'm gonna pretty much keep this not too long. But yeah, that movie was a pretty cool movie, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it's kind of fun to watch. I think a couple things didn't make sense to it, but most movies don't make sense. If you really think about any movie, it doesn't make sense. We've been watching the Monk series, like the series with Adrian Monk, and Tony Shalhoub. Because what happened was, like, the other day somebody had like the entire series right on DVD, and we're like, oh my goodness, I gotta get that. So we've been going through it, and it's actually pretty fun show. If you get a chance to watch it, I'm gonna make a video on it one time. There's one episode that really kind of got to my attention that I want to kind of talk about. I'm gonna make a video about it, but I just said, let me just go ahead and just do this tonight and talk with you, and so see how this turns out. Talking live and making some live sculptures and stuff. But for the most part, though, if you want me to see any more type sculptures, please let me know in the chat below. Like, just kind of like just mention in the chat what kind of creature you'd like for me to make. And it has to be family friendly. I don't make politicians. I probably would make a lot of money if I made politicians, let me tell you. But then I would just have a thing where we'd have a masking tape burning session where we just kind of throw them into the barrel and whatever politician you'd pick. Aha, we burned this one, we burned that one, ha ha ha, like an effigy. Like in different countries, But he'd be like, you can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. And I'm thinking too, that's kind of a waste of energy too, be able to just kind of do that. So I'm like, let me just not waste my time making some politicians, right? Let me just go ahead and just make something cool. So yeah. So anyway, in the meantime, this is what we're doing. So this is the Xenomorph soldier, and So we were watching the thing. Yes, we went to the Museum of Natural History, and they had this thing where we were like watching all the ants. There's like a leafcutter ants and stuff, and they're just doing their thing, man. They're just living their life. Living their best life, taking a piece of leaf and bringing it to another spot and then dropping it off and then go back and getting it. In the process there, they're feeding the colony and making stuff for the colony to keep going, And then so what ends up happening is, like, they have, like, I was looking at all the ones that fell. Like, there's like a little water pit to keep them from, attacking the glass and escaping into the museum itself. It's kind of like they have a standard thing. It's like a little water pit or something, to catch them or keep them from falling in. And I find it kind of amazing because it's like it's a very interesting how ants work, But so that these xenomorph or like ants, or more like bees, the hive. Ooh. So I'm gonna sit on my head, lay some eggs, right? Yeah, I'm gonna sit on my head and lay some eggs. Put it right there. So for the most part, though, just keep working on this stuff. See, the thing about the cool thing when you have your own art, like when we were at the art gallery yesterday, one thing I thought was really cool was about the fact that you get a chance to be other artists. And I'm gonna see if I can get that video to you, the one from yesterday, about how it was. I did like a live sculpture class, and I was able to make a couple of cool sculptures. Because what happens is this, right? Now, imagine you go to a sculpting class, like in the city, right? You go to a city and you do one of those classes. First of all, you pay like a lot of money to go to it. You're gonna pay like somewhere around, I don't know, anywhere from upwards $30 to, I don't know, $100, and they provide you with the clay. Well, see, my classes, it's like pretty much, I do that too as well, but it's like when we do this, we actually do it to the point where it's like you're able to learn something and you can take it home, and it's not as messy as clay. And you don't have to put it through the kiln and all that stuff too. Oh, the other thing too, I also got that, I keep getting those ideas, like, what is it, like ADHD or something? But for the most part though, it's like you have it where it's like I just got the Peltier I wanted to mention that, so I'll mention that. Then also I wanted to mention that that masking tape art and sculpture is not that hard to do, but it's also very beautiful when it comes done. So there you have like this guy here. He's pretty much, I'm just kind of, what I'm doing is kind of fixing up his skin, and I'm gonna give them a paint job, right? So again, I'm probably gonna make them, I don't know, I'm probably gonna make them like just regular black then, I guess, because no one's saying anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead with that one and make it black. So 7 o'clock. So I'm just gonna sculpt for a little bit. I'm not gonna do the whole like hour on this one because it's like pretty much I don't have it. I'm not putting it up for grabs again like I did last week or the week before, because what happens is like that was an opportunity to see how that turned out. And I mean, I'm just learning lessons about this. I'm just constantly doing like new research every time, so just seeing how this works. But yeah, so this was like so next week on Monday they have the Eclipse. They have the Eclipse. So in the chat, how many people are going to see that Eclipse thing? I'm excited about that, but I'm not gonna be able to see it unfortunately because where I live here in New York, there's no way I'm driving out all the way over there to go see an eclipse for like 68 minutes. I mean, I just liked it when it was cool and it came over here, and it was like the other one in the 2018. We had that one, but this is like this one. I'm just not feeling to drive all the way out. Even though this might be cool, get to see like the whole totality of it all, the complete darkness and stuff. I think that's pretty cool. But for the most part, though, it's one of those things where it's like I'm not gonna, I don't have it like that where I'm gonna go ahead and just drive cross country to go see an eclipse. It'd be kind of fun, but what can you do? Yep, you have to just wait. And so this, oh goodness, oh cool, right? You saw that? Yes, she completely like just tumbled right down. Yes, see this? This is so cool. All right, so you have him and you have the her, but he's like a little soldier xenomorph, and he's like serves the queen. I serve the queen, and so this one here is the queen, and she serves the nests. So yeah, there's a comic book, the Dark Horse comic books that have these in there, and so it kind of talks about how the intensity of it all. See how long her tail is? Her tail is like twice the size of her body. So you see her back? I'm gonna do a slow rotation for you. Okay, here goes the slow rotation for you. This is the queen. You got from the front. Here she is from the front. Here she is from the side. Here she is from the back. Her tail is like super long, right? So if you just stretch it out, this is my arm. My arm is about three feet long, right? My arms from it's under my chest to my arm is 3 feet long. I have super long arms, right? So this is me holding her like that. This is where she is. I'm just kind of like bringing it back. Do you see it? There she is, right there. Yeah. So yeah, there she is. Super huge. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep working on completing this one here. What I could do, I could sculpt something live. You guys want to see me sculpt something live right now, and just I'm just put away the queen for a little bit and just do something else. Let me know about that too. Just kind of write it in the chat, and I'll just I'll see what I can do. Is anybody writing anything? Maybe it's my phone. Maybe I just can't see it. No, nobody's writing anything. Let me see. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide with your community guidelines. Yes. And the shirt I'm wearing is called "Get That Bread." All right, so let's see what I'm back here. So yes, there you go. I'm right back where I started. This here is the queen. All right, so let's go ahead and what I'll do, I'm gonna put the queen on the side right here, so you can see her. And I'm just going to make something else. I'll make something else really quick. I'm working on a sculpture. Another friend of mine has me work on a sculpture, another pet sculpture, and so I'm doing that. That's there. It's in the works. I can show you that if I can find out where it is at the moment. I don't have it right now. It's somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Yeah. Okay. Here's a pet sculpture. That's pretty much just kind of like pretty much the bare bones of a dog that I'm working on, and so it's pretty much that one's there. And this is kind of like for a friend of mine that's requested it. Yes, I accept commissions, and so I'm going to work on that some right here. I have the queen right here. You see that? I'll put the queen like on my shoulder. Put the queen on my shoulder. Makes me happy. So I'm gonna have that, and I'm gonna go ahead and just work on this dog sculpture real quick. So you're probably wondering, like, how do you do all this stuff? How do I do this stuff from memory? I don't know. I think it's because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a paleontologist, and so that's why like Museum of Natural History is like one of my favorite places. So I just loved just going there, and it hasn't changed. It's been the same thing. Well, the stuff that I like has been the same. But there's new stuff that's always changing. They have a new wing, like I was talking about yesterday, on the west side, on the Columbus Avenue side, that is what do you call it, which is like Ninth Avenue. They have one where it's like pretty much you are able to see some of this really cool. Let me show you this. I probably do this way. Let me see if I put it this way. Maybe it's cooler if you see it this way. You see like when she's sitting like grabbing my head, like just grab my face like this. All right. I know I can't hold it that way. I'm just gonna put it on my head. How that? Put it on top of my head. Yep. I'm gonna arc her tail down so you can see her tail. So like this. See now there's no wire inside, but there's wire outside. So let's see how this works. Okay, like that. That's a cool thing about masking tape. Probably lay some eggs. I'm gonna have probably like a chest burster burst out of my chest in a little bit and be like, let's see if you can do it. Okay, hold on. I just like, let's see if I can do this. Just, it doesn't want to stay. Alright, I'm gonna have to just kind of arc her better. See, I don't have like a table or anything like that to put it on. I can't like suspend it from the ceiling because like, when I'm working, it's like I just working by the fridge in my kitchen, so like that. So let's see how's this. How's this? This is good. It's like all the hats, all the rage this summer. You walk around with Xenomorph Queen hats, and then out from your chest pops, like, kind of thing. So that movie was cool. The second movie, The Aliens, was cool. I watched it the other day because you know what happens. You watch a movie for reference and just get it back in your head, the stuff that you miss. And what ended up happening is like you're kind of faced with a situation where side saddle. Okay, let's see. You got a situation where it's like, you are faced with. I can't do this. I just can't. I'm trying again. Let's try this way. Probably this way. Because you know what happened? I'm trying to keep it on the screen. Just sit on my shoulder, okay? Just sit. Sit right there. She's like, no. All right. Is she even a she? I mean, like, it's not a human she. That's for sure. It's an alien she. So, okay, here we go. So this one here. So yeah, so pretty much for the most part though, what happens is like, there she goes. What happens is like you have it where I watched that movie again, and this movie was really cool because it's one of those things where, you just realize how much work they put into it and how it's so like complete other world. This is like kind of like new in the time, because you weren't really sure exactly like what they were gonna do, and they weren't even sure. I don't think. Well, I mean, maybe because like when they were doing the behind the scenes stuff, listen to extra features and extra footage. A friend of mine once had a Laserdisc. He had the whole like Aliens movie on Laserdisc, and we were watching it and stuff. And that was a pretty cool thing, It was actually a pretty cool. It was actually a pretty cool thing because when you think about it, it's like one of those things where it was a movie that really made the first movie like had to really embellish and grow on the first movie. Now I don't know all the details to it, so I'm not even gonna try to explain the details. One thing I am gonna do is just gonna say about that, I really liked it. I saw it with one of my friends. I had a friend of mine. His name was Carlos. Wherever he is, I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him forever. But for the most part, though, he showed that movie to me, and it was like edited on television. It was like on Channel 2 or something like that, and it was edited, so he recorded it. I was able to watch it, and it was all edited for television. So that was the first time I saw it, and it was a pretty fun movie. Then I saw it again. A friend of mine, he watched it, and I saw it at his house, and he had the Laserdisc edition of it, where it was all like super cool. When Laserdisc had just come out, and everything was like they were doing Laserdisc. Laserdisc giant CDs. It's like a CD is like this big as a CD, but Laserdisc like a huge record size CD, and it's just like that didn't last long. Okay, so that was like one of those like beta type things. I don't know. Anybody who has any laser discs in the chat? That'd be kind of cool to know. For the most part, though, it's like when you have the scenario where it's like just I remembered how that was such a cool thing to see, and I remember there's a line that they said in that movie. It says about it's like a big old ant colony, and it says like it's like a colony. It's like, and the lady said what's her name? Vasquez said no, ants have colonies. Bees have hives, and I always remember that. I always remember that. That was one of those phrases that just sticks in your back of your mind. It's just a lot of things stick in the back of your mind. Just kind of just stays there. And so yeah, that's kind of how it is. Yeah, she has high heels. Should I make feet? You think I should make feet? So here am I talking to myself, right? Talking to the people. At least 2 people are watching me right now. I just want to say thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate that. I'm going to work on this dog sculpture. And to do it, it's like you're making pretty much, it's like the whole stem process of everything is that you're making the physiology of the character, right? And so because I use solely masking tape, it's only based on masking tape art. So you only have that. So anything like, for example, you have like one of the ones that I was working on, the Diplocallis, is all made of masking tape. Then I do some things to it, like to seal it and to make it better. And that's kind of the scenario there. So eventually you put a little bit of paint on it, and you eventually get something beautiful like one of these things, you know, beautiful creature like this, as you can see. And it's like a, you know, you give it some eyeballs and things like that, and it becomes a really beautiful shape, you know. And so I thought about actually giving her some wings and giving her this color, but I thought, you know, I don't know, maybe just, I think, but this one glows in the dark too. This is a glow in the dark creature. This pterosaur is a glow in the dark pterosaur. Yes. Pterosaur. It's really cool. So yeah, so anyway, so you have a ton of stuff that's over here and stuff like that too. But most part, though, here's like one. This is like a hive dragon, and hive dragon is like I have like stories to tell all my stuff. But this one here, what happened was like a friend of mine had requested they wanted me to make a dragon for them, and so I began working on this dragon. And what happened was like they changed their mind, they didn't want the dragon anymore. But it's like pretty much I had already started making this one, and also I made this one live. If you go back to one of my videos, I don't have the buttons here right now, but if you go back to my previous video, I made him live before. I was just kind of talking and working on him live, and it's pretty cool because like these are, again, very versatile and very flexible, and if you do it right, you can make these things last a long time. I had a couple of people actually tell me that some of this stuff actually worked, because that was my stage one, level one, where some of the mask tape came apart, like the head would fall off and stuff. But I've learned in techniques a lot since then. So if any of you ever had one of my mask tape art that came apart that you own from me that you paid for as a commission or anything like that, definitely what happens, I'll repair it for you for free, okay? Because that happens is like I can repair them and make them nice and bright as new, like almost like a paint restoration type thing, you know? So I can do paint restoration, masking tape restoration procedures as well. So yes, so back to this dog that I'm working on here. Yeah, so I have an alien queen on my head, sitting upon my skull. You know, I'm gonna lay some eggs, I guess, in my head. And so, you know, I actually thought about that, making the whole like connection piece. That kind of, you know, but I'm like, what's the point of that? It's kind of like the Justice League. One day I thought about making the Justice League, and I thought, who would I make? You know, and I talked about it last week. I was saying about if I made the, I would probably make. I want to make the Flash because he's cool. I think he was cool, like and I liked how just the whole suit and stuff like that. But it's pretty much simple, his red suit, you know. But and I already made a Wonder Woman. I'm not making a Superman because I don't like Superman. Okay, there was one point where I did. I thought he was kind of cool when he was Christopher Reeve. You know, even the Dean Cain Spider-Man seemed kind of cool. But it was like, you know, the one I liked I liked the way they play it, and the one that played in what's his name? What's that guy named Calvin? Calvin played Superman. I thought that was fun. That was a fun movie. But they were talking about, like, I was listening to some of these reviewers, because I listen to a lot of reviews and stuff like too, because like when you make like YouTube videos, it's good to listen to other people and not just be about yourself. You know, because I just got done listening to Anomaly, but I'll talk to you about it in a second. One of the guys listening about like Superman said about the Superman from the 1960s is not the same Superman as today, because the Superman from the 1960s, he had a strong moral character. The reason why he wasn't going there destroying the whole world was because he grew up with some really good parents. He had some real good parents who went the whole like 9 yards, and they just taught him good values, American values, taught him Christian values, taught him to be a good guy. You know, like the Megamind movie. You know how he ended up like landing in prison, and they taught him, you know, some stuff there. So he became like he's always trying to be good, but he realized that maybe being bad is good, like Megamind. But anyway, so the thing with Superman is kind of like the whole thing of Megamind and Metroman, Metroman. Anyway, so it just made me think about that thing. Like he's kept on saying Metrocity in a Megamind. Anyway, long story short, what ended up happening was, like, you know, you watch the movie and you realize that his parents really saved the world from, you know, from like having a bright burn situation, you know, kind of thing. But for the most part, though, you know, it's just all fiction anyway. But it's just saying about, like, you know, nature versus nurture. You know, is it, you know, where you grew up is what really makes you the kind of person you are. And there's a truth to it. You know, there's actually a truth to it where you actually, you know, have to admit that it's where you are and who your parents are really, you know, play a role in your development. Someone was saying that you can't really avoid culture, you know, your culture from your being, you know, like who you grew up as. Like, for example, my home culture, I'm from the Caribbean, right? I'm Dominica. And I grew up with my parents, so I was born there and I came here. And long story short, I became a citizen here in the United States. But I grew up here in the United States. I grew up here in New York City. And so, but I don't have the New York City accent. If you listen to how I sound like I'm from, some people say I sound like from the Midwest or something. But for the most part, though, you have it where it's like, I'm from a country that not too many people have heard of. Most people think when I mention Dominica, they think Dominican Republic, you know? But it's like, you know, it's a country between Martinique and Guadeloupe. And it's in the Caribbean Sea, and it's further south of Haiti and Dominican Republic. So it's not the same place. It's different. The capital of Dominica is Roseau. And the thing is, that's how much I know about it. Okay, we've been back there a couple of times, but I am very much so a New Yorker. That kind of puts me in a weird pickle because, like, my culture would be a lot of people from that home country would be from Dominica, and so I have a lot of like values from there, like values being like my dad taught me a lot about my mom and dad taught me about being a Christian, and there came a point where I had to make it my own, and I had to kind of just follow through and become my own person in terms of like learning how to apply it, because that's one of the things, one thing is if your parents' religion and you do it because your parents forced you to, but there comes a point where you have to kind of accept it as a relationship with you and God and the Lord Jesus yourself, and the thing is like, it came a point where I had to do that, and so when I started learning how to do that, it was one of those things where I just walk with the Lord on my own, or with the Lord on my own, learning about who and what is the most important and precious thing we can do is to know the Lord and to trust Him as our Savior, because the Bible talks about how Jesus, he did this thing, where He came to earth, lived a perfect life, and He died for our sins, and so what that means is that there's only way for our sins, because like this is it, right? When God made Adam and Eve, He gave them a choice, and so Adam and Eve, they kind of pushed us into it wasn't so much Eve's fault as it was Adam's fault, because what happened was that if you look in the creation, how the creation story goes, it goes Adam was told not to eat from the tree. Eve was never told that. It was actually Adam. So if you ever think about that, look it over and just kind of go over it, right? So he must have told her, and it was like kind of like one of those things where, he was told directly, and that's kind of that thing I always talk about too, by the way. That's another thought for another day, but like I mentioned before, like if for example, God tells you to do something, you have to do it, right? Like He said, go build the ark, you got to go build the ark, right? If you don't build the ark, He'll have somebody else do the ark, and you won't get the blessing. But for the most part, God tells you to do something. So if God told Adam not to eat from this tree, He said, don't eat from the tree. The day you eat from the tree, you're going to surely die. And I mean, they went through a spiritual death right then and there. First thing they became self-aware, and they became afraid of being seen like naked, And that was like weird because God made them naked, and there was no reason for them to be ashamed or afraid. I mean, the ideal condition, it was perfect garden. I mean, that's God's idea. But for the most part, though, what happened was like when they broke God's law, all of a sudden they became self-aware and they became super overly conscious about being vulnerable, Whereas before that, they were well taken care of. God took care of them. God took care of their every needs, and they were positioned and protected, and they were guided and kept well. But what ended up happening is that when they decided to disobey Him, they brought upon themselves separation, and that separation aspect of it, aspect of separation, where God is where He separates, you're separated from God. That in and of itself is hell, because if for example you disconnect your computer or you disconnect your phone from the power source before it's charged, there's no power, there's no power. And so anyway, so back to the thing by Adam and Eve, it's like, remember it's Eve. They say Eve was deceived. She was tricked. She was told something that would make her better, able to make her wise, and it would help her to make decisions for herself, But what happened was, like, Adam, he knew full well the consequences. He knew it. He understood it, And they had to watch that poor animal, whatever the animal was, die, right? And then have to die, and they had to turn the animal into skin for them to wear, So that was something there. So for the most part, though, it was one of those things where, as just kind of like, as you're thinking about it, as you're kind of going through the whole scenario, about the whole scenario, how everything is, this is totally helping my posture, by the way. Yeah, if you too can have good posture, if you have an alien queen sit upon your head, yes, you too, just for, yada, 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 you too can have the posture, back to what I was saying before. What happens is, like, you're faced with a scenario where it's like, your decisions that you're facing is, what was I even saying? Oh goodness, I got lost in my train of thought. But okay, back to saying that Adam and Eve, they sinned against God, but it was like Adam who was told not to do it. Eve was told by Adam not to do it. I know. So yeah. So anyway, so for the most part, though, that's kind of the scenario, the situation there. So here we go. So what I'm doing, I'm just kind of keep working on this creature here. I'm not going to be too long-winded tonight. I just wanted to just kind of talk about some things. I had a very good Easter. That Easter was like the fact that Jesus came and He died for our sins because Adam and Eve sinned against us, against the world, sinned against God, and they brought death to us all. So death was brought because of Adam and Eve's sin. That's the reason where death comes from, by the way. It wasn't because of like just a cancerous sore or something that happens. It's like when they separate from God, it put death to the whole world. But it says that death spread upon all men because all have sinned. So we have sin. And sin is what makes us die. Isn't that crazy? So Jesus wouldn't have died, if he didn't die on the cross. He would have lived forever. And I say the good ripe old age is about 1,000, because no one in the Bible ever lived past 1,000, you know. But for the most part, though, you know, have those things where, you know, just kind of like right now working on making this really cool dowel. So what I'm doing actually, I'm making like the bone structure, right? So I don't want to go through too many details of that because, you know, it's too much details. And you probably just missed it, but for the most part, though, one of the things, like, you know, you can make anything as long as you understand the basic physiology of... That's going to be hard work. Yes, I said it. So, got this here. It was interesting, too. You think about, like, how this all works out. That, like, for the most part, you know, it's a very basic thing. So, like, when I go to the museum, I went to the museum, I saw these bones, and I look at the bones, and I've examined them, I take pictures of them, and in my mind, mentally, I understand how the weight is dispersed throughout the body of the character and the creature. So, it's like that. So, whenever you make anything, it's kind of based on that. Kind of the whole philosophy is that about, is engineering. This is a principle of engineering. I don't know which principle, but just pretty much that you're making stuff. And things have to be able to support its own weight, you know? So that's one of the things there, too. Yeah, we have some more classes coming up, and I'm going to do another live again next week, Thursday. But this one here is just kind of like going to work through. I'm going to make like another creature. Not sure which one, though, you know? Not sure which one. But yeah, Lord willing, just going to make another one. But Monday is the Eclipse, so if you get a chance to see that, let me know how it goes for you. I just want to, you know, if you're planning to go see that, that'd be kind of cool. I am not going to go see that because I have no time. I'm thinking probably that's the best time to do like work or something, or go do some things, you know. I would like to see it because I always have it fun. I find it fun to do these things, you know, see this cool stuff. But for the most part, though, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, sometimes you just better just stay home, you know. And the congestion pricing thing is coming soon to New York, so you have to kind of like, you know, just know that this is the scenario that you're going to face here in New York. They said the lawmakers are not going to change no matter what. No matter what, they're going to continue on with it. So they're saying that they're going to keep going with it no matter, you know, how much the protest, how much the lawsuits. They're just going to go ahead with the congestion pricing, which I think is very bad for everybody, you know, but they don't care. They're on this thing, this climate change thing, to save the world through getting rid of cars, and save the world by making everything electric, which doesn't make sense. But, you know, they're going to do what they can, you know. So, yep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep working on this little dowel. I'm going to get this one almost complete. Then I'm going to go ahead and call it, when I get the legs like almost balanced, I'm going to like start getting it all, see like this. When I start getting all balanced, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of move towards that. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you so much for just, you know, spending time with me tonight. I mean, I appreciate everybody who stops in and listens to me and makes stuff. I really appreciate that because, like, you know, without you, I would not be able to do this. Thank you for all the support I've gotten. Because, I mean, like this, it's just even encouragement. Just a simple chat of encouragement, that works a lot for me. And I appreciate all those who come to watch my show. Especially thanks Amy for, like, being such a, you know, a blessing. And, you know, actually winning the first one of these sculpture challenges that I did. You know, that was actually great. That was actually great because, like, you know, it was just a simple super chat. I was able to get it. So this here, I'm just working on a pet sculpture, and I'm just like really just happy that we had a good day yesterday. I praise God that the car worked, that nothing happened wrong with the car. My car is like 24 years old, and it's like it's still running. We're almost about to hit 200,000 miles, so I'm about to have like a video or some kind of view, and that probably on my Instagram about when it goes to the 200,000 mile marker, which is like really cool. You think about that, how awesome a car is and how much driving I've done, you know. But remember to get that bread. So, all right, let's show you how much left. It says we have a couple more things. Let me just go ahead and add more muscles to it. All right. Oh my! Wow, thank you, Amy. Wow, a $20 super chat. That's the biggest super chat I've ever gotten. My goodness. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Goodness. Gotta get that thing right there. Okay, cool. Wow. Wow. Hi. Okay. Well, that's very good. Thank you so much, you know. I appreciate that. It works out very well. That helps our numbers. That also helps us with you know, with the stuff that we're doing. And see, it says just hi. I really appreciate that. That's you know, I want to say something more than just I really appreciate it. I want to say, like, I'm totally grateful for just that, you know, because people always say that I appreciate that. You know, I mean, what does appreciate that even mean? It should be like, you know, truly grateful for the blessing you've bestowed upon me. But viewing my channel and, like, you know, given opportunity for, you know, to for other people to see, how much you value, the stuff that we do. I'm glad for that. And so thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you for that. So yeah. So here, making this dog. Alright. So this is very cool. Alright, I'm gonna go to I have another 15 minutes or so. I'm just gonna go to a little bit longer, 15 more minutes, and then what I'll do with that is that I'm just gonna end around 8 o'clock or so, or just near 8 o'clock, because I started really early with this one here. So before 8 o'clock, I'm gonna be done with this tonight, and then we're gonna resume again another time, and then pretty much. Yeah, so I've been doing gig work, and but the gig work I've been doing is roadie. I'm doing roadie and also just making massive art and sculptures. Definitely, if you looking for any for us to do any commissions or any commission work, please let us know, because we are just how we live is through commissions, and that's how we keep the car running and stuff. So that's how we do work and commissions. So yeah, so definitely, if you have any want us to make something, because I know birthday parties are coming and graduations are coming, and high school proms are coming. So if you guys want to make some kind of a cool headpiece or something that you want to wear to your prom, yeah, I could do that, because this stuff is wearable. As you can see, I've been wearing this Alien Queen for about maybe 20 minutes now, and so yes, Alien Queen sits upon my head. Yes, very, very, very comfortably. So yes, if you too want a mask or some kind of headpiece that you too can wear, because the latest fashion this year will be wearing Alien Queens on your head. Yes, it is. Yes, or Alien Queens or Alien Queens or alien soldiers. Like here, for example, you have this right upon thy arm. So there, you have a queen upon thy head and a soldier upon thy shoulder. So there you have that. Oh my goodness, it's so silly. So for the most part, so here's that. So he's like, "Hello, I am an alien soldier here to protect the queen." Oh, you're so sharp. You're so sharp. Yes, you are. Yes, you're so sharp, sharper and smart. Sharp. Here's my teeth. See my teeth? I have teeth, and I have a double jaw. Double jaw. Yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at with this, right? So I am just going to continue to work on this little doggy around here, and so yeah, definitely just keep me on post as to what you'd like for me to say. Just totally, I'm really appreciative of anyone who super chats higher than me wins the Queen Alien. Oh wow, that's cool. That's a cool idea. All right, well, anyone who super chats higher than her will get the Queen Alien. So yes, definitely. All right, so let's make this happen, shall we? All right, so let's go ahead and see who we have. A couple more right now. It's 47. You have another 13 minutes before I end the chat in 1 hour, right? So let's go ahead and see what it is. My friends, this is opportunity to win this Alien Queen. See the Alien Queen is on my head? This Alien Queen is going to be painted. I'm going to paint her and you seal her up so that she's all ready to go. So this is ready to go. Thank you for the encouragement there, Amy. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that. So I hope that maybe more people will attend, and then people will see that there's a Queen Alien that sits upon my head that's ready to be taken, ready to be brought home. Yep. Drop an egg right in my brain. Right there, see? Right there. So there she's sitting on my brain. Yes, and it's very versatile and very durable. And yes, you too can have an Alien Queen if you too choose to, outbid the $20. Yes, the highest super chat wins. Somebody asked, what's the crazy thing I ever sculpted? I mentioned before the Negrigante. That was pretty crazy. It wasn't because of difficulty. It was because of the spikes. That's what happened. That's what made it so difficult, was because all the spikes had to go. It was about maybe 200 or so spikes you had to make, and each one of those things had to fit comfortably on the wing of the Negrigante, and it was very cool. Negrigante. It was actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna see how that works out. In terms of how it works there. So. This. Okay, so this is there. Let me show you. This is my Diplocalus, right? This is Diplocalus, the big one, right? The one I had before. I see how big it is compared to the Queen. See the Queen? The Queen, how big she is? She's pretty big. This Diplocalus, she's about 4 feet. 4 feet from head to tail. 4 feet and 48 inches, right? Almost 52 inches actually. But so he's pretty big. Now she is about almost somewhere around 2 to 3 feet in length, and it's very lightweight. So shipping is not a problem when it comes to shipping. What is a problem? What could be a problem is if you don't get it today, it's going to be worth more tomorrow. So that's what happens. That's the problem, my friends. So that's where. So right now, Amy has placed her bid for $20. Her bid, but super chat for $20. And so if you want to outbid her super chats, put whatever number is higher than $20, so you can actually get the next. You can get the you can win this this ting upon my head. All right, there you go. So. So she has, like, by the way, she has 6 fingers. 6 fingers on the big hands, but on the small hand she has 3 fingers. I mean, who thought of that idea? I don't understand. Because most things in the nature, you have like you have 5 fingers, 4 fingers, and then you have a lot of feet. You know, you have anywhere from no feet, like fish, to 2 feet, to, you know, ad infinitum. You know, the most being what is it? Millipedes have the most feet. Maybe. Okay, so we'll see. Yeah, so here it goes. So this here, I'm just working on this. This is a commission again for a friend of mine. A friend of mine is willing to pay for this one here. So this is going to be a sweet pet commission, and I'm doing a lot of it from memory. First, I do the basics from memory, and then I do the specifics from the picture. Same thing with the Alien Queen. When I was working on the Alien Queen, same thing. I had to work on it from memory as best as possible, and then after that was had to kind of go specifics. You know, like the bones and the bones and the faces and the little grin that she has. It's like kind of like the alien grin. So you got that little alien grin. You see it? See that grin? Mm-hmm. That's the grin, my friends. That's the grin. So she has a little grin that comes down. Yeah. So, you know, thing is, it would be cool to make like a Ripley. Make a Ripley from with the flamethrower. Mm-hmm. I could do that. It'd be kind of cool to have work together with her. You know, just like Ripley with the flamethrower. See, I have a little me here. So here's my little me. My little me. He's like, hello, I am the little me, and hello, it is the queen. And so this is little me made of 3D printed. So yeah, but anyway, so that's what happens there. We have another 8 minutes, folks. I want to keep this down to an hour. But yeah, so just kind of working on this dog and working on this thing. So let's talk some more stuff. So let's see what we have in the chat. Let's see what the chat says. It says, anyone who super chats higher than me wins the queen alien. That's really cool. All right, cool. I like that. Next one is what's the cool thing to talk about? Okay, I'll just keep working on this dog. Definitely write me something in the chat. Write me something in the chat. Say like more than just hi. Say like how are things going? Ask me a question. I'll try and answer it. You know, for the most part though, that's pretty cool. So that's great. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. So that the super chat. You see if you can make a sculpture while having a sculpture sit upon your head. That, my friends, is kind of crazy if you think about it. Have like a alien sculpture sit on your head, and then you try and make another sculpture while you're sculpting an alien sculpture sits upon your head. That's something there. That's something there. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Anybody can do it. Just gotta, like, anybody can cook. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine about that movie, the Ratatouille movie, and I remember like in the movie there's a part where he says about like, you know, he's talking to actually Remy. Remy's name is the mouse, right? Is Remy the name of the mouse? This is my brother. Hi. I don't know. It could get so he in that movie, right? Yeah, Remy's the name of the mouse. And they were talking about like how he shouldn't steal, but he should earn, he should earn the, what do you call it, the food, or earn the respect, But it was like the one part was you shouldn't steal, but then here it is, they're lying, right? They are lying to the masses, right? Because he's like the guy, the heir, he didn't know how to cook, but pretty much he was doing the cooking, but he was lying. So he was willing to punish him for like stealing food, but he wasn't. But the whole thing, the whole charade was they were lying for him to cook, So like anyone can cook, but then he couldn't cook. The son, what's his name? Goodness, I can't remember the name of him now. He had this thing where he said, he had this thing where it's just like he couldn't cook, but he said he had the mouse cooking for him. The mouse sitting upon his head cooking. So here I have an alien queen on my head, and it's cooking. It's making me cook this art. So it's like one of those things, Yeah, So just you have to enjoy things in life. Honestly, it's like life can be quite dark. It can be very dark, but by the grace of God, we live, and there's certain things that happen in life that kind of bring you down. But there are some moments in life that are so good. I mean, where are you gonna go to see like a person have an alien queen on their head, made of masking tape, with a little bit of wire in it just to keep the tail from falling over, just so you can see me sculpting another creature. This is just fun, and so I just thank God for this. This is because, many times I remember before when I was younger, you're trying to make art stuff, and as you're doing your art stuff, nobody sees it, and those who do see it is like only your family members, or your parents, and stuff like that. Now you get a chance to show your stuff to the whole world. You get to show your art to the whole world. And the whole world gets to see and in a sense judge you for the art you're doing, but also to get a chance to enjoy it too. So someone was saying, I was watching one of those storefront things talked about how you have it where there's like a if you have one person see your stuff and see your art, that's more than zero, right? One person watching your art, one person seeing the stuff that you do, is better than zero, and that kind of that changes a person's life. Because it doesn't take much, all you have to do is just go out there and really just kind of just make a difference, And that little difference that you make is enough just to change the whole world. And because one person, like I remember the time I was saying before, I used to work in this law firm, and it was one of those things where I did my best to kind of change the environment there, like not to be a negative spirit, but to be a positive spirit as best I can amongst the workers. And so because of that, I got a really good positive feedback from a lot of the people, because of just kind of encouragement and friendships and things that came from there that I'm just really happy about. And what happened was it's always say wherever you go, try and be a light. It's like the Bible says, we are light of the world. If you're a Christian, Jesus your Savior, you're a light and a light to the darkness, because you found that bread, you found that good news that not too many people have found, or good news has found you, right? And what happens is that when you're doing that, you're making the world better, because now you can tell people about the goodness of Jesus, and how his life changed your life, how his dying on the cross for our sins. The Bible says, for the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for our sakes he became poor, that we through his poverty might become rich. I'll say it again, for the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for our sakes he became poor, that we through his poverty might become rich. There's another one in this verse, for I am persuaded, for I know who I believe, and I am persuaded that he's able to keep what I have committed unto him against that day. For I know whom I believe, and I am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day. And so that's something there really cool, and I'm just so excited. I want to thank Amy so much for her contribution to our art. My biggest supporter is Amy. It's Amy Valentine is my biggest supporter. She really is. So I just want to say thank you so much for that, and all those who watch the arts and watch my art. And one day I hope to be in a gallery, and that'd be cool. I want to get a gallery to the glory of God, Whatever, I have these art things, I'm sitting there and I'm making this stuff, right? And it's whenever I sign it, it's always Psalm 121. I look to the hills from whence come my help. The help is from the name of the Lord, the creator of heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to stumble, foot to slip. He who keeps Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps nor slumbers. So yeah, that's what I think. It's this is such an awesome time, and it's I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So I got a chance to work a lot of the dog. That was great. So I might continue to finish that up. I'm working on some more projects, but always working on stuff. Always keep get that bread. Keep working and keep doing what you can. Because you never know what's going to take you. You never know how it's going to play out. All you know is that, you know, you are here for a time, and by the grace of God we live. Every one of us, we live for a time, and God's given us a mission to accomplish. So you do that. You do the mission He accomplished you to do. You know, we hope it's a good one, because, you know, it's there. Not everybody is the same knife in the drawer, but your talent, what makes you what you are, it was what makes you what you are, you know? So you can't be me, I can't be you, you know, because, I mean, there's already one me, you know? So you have to be yourself, you know? If you were to try and be, you know, two of me, then one of us is necessary. God put you here for a reason, for His glory, so go ahead and glorify Him with the life you've been given, you know? So, yeah. So for the most part, though, right here, as you can see, I have an alien queen upon my head. And she has a super long tail, kind of like extends outward. She's kind of like really kind of lean and recline on my head. She's not that heavy, by the way. I want you to know that. It's like these sculptures I make aren't heavy, but they last a long time. See, her tail is super long. It's like, I'm gonna put it right there. It's kind of bent back in the back a little bit. But yeah, so she's resting upon my head. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got an alien queen sitting upon my head. Yeah, and then I have the soldier one here. Here's a soldier, and then so a soldier, alien soldier, right? And I made it with little bumps on the head too, just to give like a little persona. But yeah, this is all made of masking tape. The wire that I have is not masking tape, obviously, but that's the only wire that's on it, and it's not even in it. It's on it. So next time you see this one, I shall have her painted. She shall be painted, and you know, so she shall be painted. Okay, so it's 1 hour at the 1 hour mark, and I decided let's go ahead and hang in there for just a little bit longer. Maybe I'll hang on to the 8 o'clock mark. Let's do that. Hang until 8 o'clock, and then after that we'll be complete. All right. So just gonna finish working on this doggy right here. Give it some mess. So yeah, for the most part though, it's like it was amazing going to the museum. It rained like crazy. My family got drenched in the rain. Yeah, my fault. See what happens, like I was trying to figure out a way how to get from one location to the other without, like, you know, having them stay behind, because you can't like let them stay in the library. And then I had a phone call from a friend, and then I was talking, and it was like sad news, but then we had good news. The good news was that, you know, we were able to get home safe, and I got a chance to go visit my friend later that night. Go talk with that friend of mine. So that was good, you know. It has been quite a story. So yeah, so sometimes that happens, you know. You're never quite sure what's gonna happen, you know. So Alien Queen was being bothered by the Predator, and the soldier took him out. You know, Alien vs. Predator was a fun movie. I don't care what anybody says. I like that movie. Okay, so Alien vs. Predator. That was such a cool movie. I liked it. Everybody had like the toys. I actually had the Alien vs. Predator toy. I did. I had it and I sold it. Why did I sell it? Because I needed money. See, that was such a sad time. When you start like selling some of the most, I had I had some really cool sculptures, man. I sold that one, Alien versus Alien and Predator sculpture. I have a picture somewhere with it. It's somewhere in one of my archives, somewhere in some drive, somewhere in some device. Back in my eBay days when I was just selling eBay, that was how it works, you know. You'd have these things. So back in my eBay days, I had an Alien versus Predator. eBay days was great back in the days. That was back in 2005, 2007. the days of eBay. That was just really cool, just making and selling stuff, and really just, let me see what's in the chat. Okay. Alright, cool. If you haven't noticed, there's an alien on my head. Oh goodness, I just dropped it. Oh goodness, I just dropped my tape. I just dropped my tape. Where my tape down? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Put it back. She's like, I am the queen! Alright, so there it goes. Right there. Got it. Get that bread. Alright, so. The shirt I'm wearing is called Get That Bread. I got it at Five Below. Those of you who just joined. Move this back there, so it's like that. So the queen's like, yes, I am the queen. I remember we used to watch that show that Once Upon a Time, and it had that lady, I forget her name, but the Perilla lady, she was the evil queen, and she was causing all kind of trouble. They always say like magic. It's like what? How counterproductive that was. You know, the whole thing was like they have the Once Upon a Time, and they would always talk about how bad magic was, which is true. But that's beside the point. The point is the saying that they had it where it was like one of those things where they were being the Disney whole castle princess thing and all that. They turned the whole place into Frozen for like 1,000 years or something. You know, that's just like, that's pretty cool. The whole city, they all had to relearn themselves and relearn everything. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool story. You know, pretty cool story. Who would have thought? Storybook land. Yeah, anyway, so the point was that what I was gonna say was because they say that the queens don't need savings. The queen handles their business, whereas the princess always needs saving. You know, they always had the thing where the princess herself would always be out there doing trying to be saved by some prince, but the queen always handled her business. The queen always handled her business. So what time is it? Watch. All right. So my friends, I'm going to end this thing soon because you know, it's like pretty much, I don't have a script or anything set up, and I'm not really talking about anything specifically, just pretty much working on, I have Alien Queen on my head that I'm gonna like just finish up, pretty much finish up off screen, because like, you know, because one thing that's the worst thing is like painting on screen. For me, it just, I just don't like doing it. It's just something that's like, there's just too much. I like sculpting on screen, but as for painting, I just don't like doing it. It's just something about it. Maybe I'll do a video and then upload it as a completed video. But as for like that, it's just something about the whole thing with regards to that. Just painting and trying to make it so much glitter. So yeah, this is how it is. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. This is how it is. Well, okay. So I'm gonna pull the plug on this, and I'm gonna go ahead and proceed to do the rest of the stuff in the house and get it done. So it's about 8 o'clock now. I want to say thank you again for watching. Everybody who watches my channel, you have a special place in my heart, and I know God has a special blessing for you, for everybody who watches my art. And so just want to say thank you so much for that. I was making a little orca because, you know, orcas are really cool. Here's a little blessing for you. This little orca. See that? Doesn't that make you feel happy? Yeah, it does. When you find out that orcas are really bad, they're kind of one of the worst things. They're called the wolves of the sea. You know, even though wolves are, you know, like the sea leopard and leopards. But anyway, so even though you see that the you know, the killer whales, the orcas, they're bad. But yeah, I just want to say that little blessing there. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I made a big orca once and I gave it away too. I had co-workers at work, and I was just kind of testing my skills on, you know, learning how to do this mask tape art. And they got a bunch of free stuff from me. So if you ever, one of my coworkers, I got a free thing from me, just give me a shout out. Let me know all things are well, that the sculpture's still holding. Because that was one of my preliminary stages. That's when I learned how to do all the cool techniques that make this thing last forever. I didn't learn how to do that until much later. So anyway, with that being said, I just want to say thank you again for watching. And again, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Amy, for the super chat today. That really blesses my heart, and shows me that, you know, there are people who watch and love the work that we do. Not to mention, I just want to say thank you so much for just, you know, watching me put together this alien queen last week and the week before, and pretty much see what I'm going to do next week in regards to completing this beastie on my head. Right, so I want to say God bless you, thank you again, and I wish you all the best. All right, have a good night. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and let your friends know about our art. So peace, and God bless you.